Hey guys, Scott here from the Mental Metal channel and mentalmetaldetecting.com, and today we're going to talk about the Equinox, the Minelab Equinox, the 600 or 800, and we're going to talk about whether or not recovery speed matters. So stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm going to go over everything you want to know or need to know about the target recovery speed for the Minelab Equinox 600 or 800. You might think there's a huge difference. For instance, for the Minelab 800, Equinox 800, you have recovery speed settings from 1 to 8, and on the 600 you only have 1 to 3. And some of you might think, well, geez, that's a huge difference. It really isn't. If you look at the scale of which the 800 uses compared to the 600, so if you're using on the 600, starting out at setting 1, it actually is equal to setting number 2 on the Equinox. It kind of jumps in 2 increments. So if you're on setting 2 in the 600, you're actually at 4 on the 800. So you see where that's going? Now some people have told me that if you use setting 3, it's going to be like 7 on the 800. I've heard everything from it's 6 or 7. Either way, what I found on the Equinox, and I have the 800 by the way, I picked this up through Fort Bedford Metal Detectors. If you guys are looking to pick one of these up, that's a great company and I'd highly recommend, and I'll put a link in the description. But on the 800 itself, I found that the best recovery speeds, now this all depends on your permission too and what's in the ground. I really like 4, 5, and 6. I don't typically go any lower than 3. I don't go any higher than 6 usually. Now on one of your default programs on the Equinox, I think you start out at target recovery speed of 7. So just keep that in mind. I always adjust mine. I just don't think I get much for being on 7. I like to drop mine down a little bit. And the reason why I like to drop down is because you get more depth the lower you go on your target recovery speed, and you lose depth the higher you go. So just keep that in mind. Now how much depth do you lose? You don't usually lose that much. You're going to lose about an inch, maybe an inch and a half. You get up there around the 8 on the 800. You don't start losing depth, I think, until you hit about 6. So if you're using the 600 and you're using 3, you're already at 6. So you're really not going to lose much. So the sweet spot for the machine I found to be is 4, 5, 6. And on the 600, you're already there. You start out at 2, you're at 4, and you can go as high as 6. So or 3, but that would equal 6 or 7. So there's really not much of a trade-off on target recovery speed for the Equinox compared to the 800 versus 600. So just keep that in mind. Now, I will tell you that the 800 does have a couple features, or quite a few features that I do like that kind of make it worthwhile if you're going to go out and get one of these machines. I highly recommend the 800. And I put a comparison article up on the two machines, the 600 and the 800. I'll put a link in the description so you can check that out too. It's on my website, mentalmetaldetecting.com. It kind of breaks it all out, what you get with an 800 versus a 600 and so forth. So check that out. Now, let's go do some demonstrations of the target recovery speed on the Equinox. And I'll just kind of show you what I mean on this and what it means with the short signals and the long signals. Then you get my drift. All right, let's go test it out. Alright guys, I got my Equinox 800 turned on right now. This is no different than the 600. The process is the same no matter which way you go, whatever machine you have. To change the recovery speed, you hit the gear button and you keep pressing it until that icon at the bottom goes all the way to the right where it says recovery speed. Now, on my machine, I'm set up already at 4. To change those numbers, you just plus or minus arrow, or plus or minus buttons to increase the recovery speed. Mine goes all the way up to 8, and it goes all the way down to 1. I can't go any lower than that. On the Equinox 800 or 600, sorry, you're going to have speeds of 1, 2, and 3. That's it. But remember, 1 is equal to 2 on the 800. 2 is equal to 4 on the 800, and 3 is equal to 6 or 7, depending on who you talk to. That's just how I've learned it. Oh, and to get out of this mode, you just hit the coil button, and that puts you back in search mode. You're ready to go. Some people will tell you that anytime you change any of the settings at the bottom, you should do a noise cancel. I only do a noise cancel in the very beginning when I power on the machine, get all my settings, and I do a noise cancel. But we'll go ahead and demonstrate how to do a noise cancel. Make sure your gear, hit your gear button until you get all the way over here to where it says noise cancel, and you have this little icon here. And all you do is hit the the accept and reject button. When you do that, it goes through the noise cancel process and take a couple seconds, and you are done and you're ready to hunt. We're gonna do some testing. If you hear any panting back there, it's my dog Rocky. He's just kind of hanging out. I got a Gardner bullet here between two nails. I've got a large scent and I've got a barber quarter. That's just the stuff I had laying around in my garage, so I thought I would use that. Sorry if the cord gets in the way. Right now I have the Equinox set up right now in field 2 with the target tone set at 5. Recovery speed at 1, just to show you. This is the Equinox 800, and we'll talk about the 600 here in a minute. But listen to the tone, listen to the separation you get. So you can see at recovery speed of 1, you're still hearing targets. Like, you're still hearing that quarter in there. You're still hearing that large scent, sort of. You're hearing that bullet, but it's not very distinguished. I mean, it's a very long signal. But let's change it up a little bit. That's really annoying. My bad. Let me change the sensitivity down a little bit. All right, so I may quiet it down a little bit. Let's change the recovery speed from 1. Let's go to 4, and then kind of test the difference here. So, see how much quicker the signals are? I'm still in all metal mode, so you're getting some of the nail chirps. But if I turn that off, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm getting those, the non-ferrous targets are popping out, but I can hear them. There's the quarter. Jump around a little bit, but you can still make out there's a good target there. Large scent all day long in between two nails. Then there's the bullet. You hear a little bit of the blip of the nail, but that's it. If you turn on all metal mode, you get more chirping from the nails, but you still hear it. So clearly you can hear these targets in there at recovery speed of 4. Let's go up to my limit. I like, the highest I typically go is 7. And let's listen to see what it sounds like. See how much shorter the signal is? It's just a blip, but still there. Large scent, you still hear that, and you can hear the bullet too. But see how much more faint the signals sound? That's why I like going back to recovery speed of 5 or 4. I just think the signals sound better to me. So let's try it at 8 and see what it sounds like at 8. See, this is why I don't like using high recovery speeds. That's not enough, in my opinion, to hear it. Now, maybe if you're in some crazy iron infested ground, maybe this stuff will come out, but I think you lose a lot of depth there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So there you have it. There's number 8. We've tried it at 5 and 6. We've tried it at 1. Now let's talk about the 600. So if you're using the 600, your target speed of 1 is going to be equal to 2 on the Equinox. So let's listen to that. Still going to hear those signals. Bullet, large scent, and the quarter. Now, if you're going to use 3 on the 600, or I'm sorry, 2, you're going to be at 4. So like I said before, 4, 5, and 6 for me is a sweet spot on the 800. I can hear that quarter, hear that large scent, and I can hear that bullet plain as day. Now on the Equinox 600, if you wanted to move up to 3, that's going to be equal to 6 or 7, depending on who you ask or what you hear from people. I believe it's 6, but I've also heard it's 7. So either way, in my opinion, it's still good. It's still within the range that you're going to hear these signals all day long. But you notice the sound is getting shorter. The signals are getting shorter, and they're a little bit more faint. That's why I like going back to 4. And you still have 4 on the 600 as setting number 2. So there you go. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you found this short and sweet video on target recovery speed for the Equinox useful. Just trying to create some of these short, sweet videos, give you guys the information you need to know, quick and easy. So if you're new, looking for a new Equinox, or you're looking at a 600 versus an 800, highly recommend you give Fort Bedford metal detectors a look. That's where I do all my business from my metal detectors. Those guys are great. They do a great job on everything as far as ordering, servicing, all that stuff. So just give them a look. Ask for Keith. Keith's the guy that runs the show there. But tell him Mental Metal sent you. All right. All right. Like I said, look me up on Patreon, and you can watch these videos ad-free if you so choose, for as little as $1 a month. The higher you go in the membership fees, the more stuff I send you for free. And there's some pretty cool stuff I'm giving out. So check out Patreon, and that's it for me on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. And until next time, see ya in another Mental Metal video.